Good afternoon, fellow music educators. I'm Holly Seals, music teacher at Rehobeth Elementary School, and it is my honor and privilege to be the announcer today for the Rehobeth High School Symphonic Band. We are proud to present our 2023 AMEA Conference Concert, a tribute to Alabama's music educators. We will be performing music arranged, composed, and in memory of some of Alabama's amazing music educators. We hope to shed some light on just a few of the many outstanding music educators that we have in the great state of Alabama. As a native Alabamian, Mr. Mark McClendon, band director at Rehobeth High School, has always had a great deal of respect for many directors, composers, arrangers, and other music educators in our state. Today, we will pay tribute to the many influential Alabama music educators in his life, those who have had an impact on the Rehobeth Band program, and those who have impacted the lives of thousands of students and teachers. Our first piece was Drive by Patrick Roselle. Mr. Roselle and Mr. McClendon have been friends for many years, dating back to their college days. Mr. Roselle has written fall shows for the Rehobeth Marching Band, and they have played many of his concert band pieces as well. It is our honor today, or was our honor today, to open our concert with Drive.
Mr. Roselle.
Mr. Roselle. Our next piece is an original circus march, The Center Ring, written by Mr. John Bubbett. Mr. Bubbett has always been a great mentor and friend to Mr. McClendon and our band program. Mr. Bubbett was a graduate of the original Dothan High School and Troy State University. Mr. McClendon is proud to share these two alma maters with him. Mr. Bubbett has been a frequent visitor to our band room since his retirement, and we thought he would be the perfect composer to write a march that fits our band. It was only fitting that this be a circus march. As we all know, Mr. McClendon loves circus marches and stretching the students' technical abilities by challenging them with lots of notes. Our students have been fortunate to be a part of this writing process. Mr. Bubbett spent time in the band room working with the band and editing this march to fit our ensemble. We greatly appreciate Mr. Bubbett's contributions to music education as a student, director, clinician, composer, and mentor. We hope you enjoy The Center Ring. And Hold in Memory was commissioned by the Dothan High School Band and director Steve McClendon and premiered in May of 2006. When Dr. Johnny Vinson was first approached about writing this piece, he declined. However, after humming a melody and having it stuck in his head for a few weeks, Dr. Vinson committed to writing this piece in memory of Wesley Dunchuff. Wesley was a member of the Dothan High School Band. He lost his battle with leukemia as a high school student. Wesley was the standard for any band student. He was a hardworking student that spent many hours loading and unloading equipment, helping clean, and doing any other tasks that were asked of him. Wesley loved band so much that his parents had him buried in his Dothan High School Band uniform. He was also an avid Auburn fan, therefore making Dr. Vinson the perfect fit to write this piece. Dr. Vinson has made a tremendous impact in the lives of many students in our state. Not only was he the director of bands at Auburn University, he is a prolific composer and most importantly, a native Alabamian. Mr. McClendon would like to dedicate this performance to the memory of 4 very special mentors in his life. He feels that he owes Kathy Campbell, Rodney Dassinger, Jim Duran, and Regina King a lot of credit for molding him as a young music educator. Mrs. King and Mr. Dassinger would call Mr. McClendon often in his first few years of teaching to check in and offer advice. Mr. Duran and Mrs. Campbell were dear friends and mentors that were always willing to listen and talk band. All 4 of these music educators impacted hundreds, if not thousands, of lives throughout their careers. Ladies and gentlemen, we present And Hold in Memory. Dr. John M. Long is one of the giants in music education's world. Not only did he build a great school of music education at Troy State University, but was known worldwide as an advocate for band. Mr. McClendon has always said that Dr. Long loved band more than anyone he's ever known. Mr. McClendon was fortunate enough to work in Dr. Long's office while he was in college. And yes, Dr. Long still came to his office just about every day for several years after his retirement. As many of you know, one conversation with Dr. Long could range from marches to football scores, basketball coaches, some politics, the weather, how's the family doing, him taking 2 or 3 phone calls, and most of all, him building you up and telling you that you are the greatest. One of Mr. McClendon's favorite Dr. Long memories was from early in his career. Dr. Long called Mr. McClendon and said, "I'm coming down to work the band next week." Mr. McClendon was scared to death. Having not been at Rehobeth very long, he wasn't sure he felt his band was worthy enough to have Dr. Long come and work with them. However, as usual, Dr. Long did a fantastic job with the students. It was also like having the president come to town when people heard Dr. Long was coming to work the band. The principal and several other faculty members were amazed and even took time to come over and meet him and watch him work. Most of them had never met Dr. Long. He was and still is legendary in a lot of places, but none more than in Southeast Alabama. We know everyone has their special Dr. Long stories. There are probably many people in this room that can credit him directly or indirectly with their passion for music education. Mr. McClendon was proud to consider him a friend and mentor during his career. Today, we would like to dedicate our next piece, The Stars and Stripes Forever, to Dr. Long. He played a part in getting this song named our national march. He played it at every concert at Troy State University for many years. At this time, we are proud to feature our piccolos with The Stars and Stripes Forever. Fever Dream was commissioned by the Rehobeth Band program as an opportunity to feature their percussion ensemble at this AMEA performance. Robert Clayson currently serves as a lecturer in music at Troy University. He is also in charge of the marching percussion and basketball pep band. Mr. McClendon first met Mr. Clayson when he interned in Ozark, Alabama. Mr. Clayson was in the band program there. When speaking about Fever Dream, Mr. Clayson said, "I was one of the many people who was quarantined due to having the coronavirus. Luckily, my symptoms never amounted to more than needing to miss a few days of work, but I would have incredibly intense dreams every night that made no sense whatsoever. Fever Dream is my musical portrayal of the mashed up and acid-washed images that my dreams were made of during my time sleeping in quarantine." Mr. McClendon would like to thank his percussion staff for their hard work year-round with our percussion students. He is proud to have Kelvin Tompkins, Marcus Jordan, and Rylan Jolly work with the students at Rehobeth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present Fever Dream as performed by the Rehobeth High School Percussion Ensemble. piece, All Good Things, was composed by Rob Grice and is dedicated to the memory of Roy W. Watford and Richard Derrick Morris. Mr. McClendon wanted to have a piece written in memory of these two constant supporters of the Rehobeth Band program. Mr. Grice has been a good friend and mentor to Mr. McClendon for many years. He also writes their fall shows as well as frequents the band room several times each year. Roy Watford was a longtime educator in Alabama. He served as a choir director, band director, classroom teacher, administrator, and at the central office. He was also an accomplished musician. He led church choirs, played piano and organ, and was one of the biggest supporters of the arts we've ever known. He was also Mr. McClendon's first principal. We were very sad to lose him this past July after he battled a sickness for a few months. And even after his retirement, Mr. Watford would continue to attend concerts and check in often to make sure the band was doing well. Richard Derrick Morris was a Rehobeth graduate that eventually returned to be the Rehobeth Middle School assistant principal and then principal. He also worked at the Houston County Central Office. Mr. Morris and Mr. McClendon struck up a good friendship many years ago when Mr. Morris was coaching basketball at Slocum and Mr. McClendon was coaching at Rehobeth. They remained good friends. Mr. Morris was a big supporter of the Rehobeth Band program in his time as an administrator at Rehobeth Middle School. In October of 2021, Mr. Morris passed away after a 2-month battle with COVID. It was devastating news for Mr. McClendon and all of Mr. Morris's friends, co-workers, and former students. Today, we are proud to honor the memory of these two outstanding educators with Rob Grice's All Good Things. like to draw your attention to a few things in our program. The composer bios are a little different than usual. They shared with us all of their Alabama-related education, K through 12 and collegiate, and teaching experience. They also had the opportunity to thank the Alabama music educators that impacted their careers. We would like to also thank Sean Weiler and Enterprise High School and Mike Guzman and Hewitt Trustful High School for allowing us to borrow their facilities this week as we finished up our AMEA preparations. Also in our program, we had several students write a statement about what band means to them. Those are located at the bottom of the program notes section. As you can see, our students take great pride in our band program and are 100% the reason why we have had success over the last 21 years. At this time, we would like to recognize some very important people to our band program. We are fortunate to have awesome administration at Rehobeth High School and also very fortunate to have a great central office staff that supports our program. Today we're very fortunate to have with us Rehobeth High School Principal Mill Tatum and Houston County Schools Superintendent Brandy White. Would both of you please stand and be recognized? Mr. McClendon and the students would like to thank the great faculty and staff of Rehobeth High School for their support. It is extremely difficult to have a band program without the support of your faculty and staff. We would also like to thank all of the great parents. They work very hard to provide for our band program. If you are a Rehobeth Band parent, would you please stand so we can recognize all of you today? Let's give them a round of applause. Mr. McClendon would like to thank all of the students and parents that have been involved in this program over the last 21 years. They are all a part of our continued success. Mr. McClendon would also like to thank his wife, Sarah McClendon, for her unending support of his career. She is also an outstanding music educator and the current AMEA Elementary Division President. Lastly, he would like to thank his parents, Steve and Marilyn McClendon. His dad is a retired band director and his mother is a retired school secretary. Big Mac, or Mr. Mac as he's often referred to, has enjoyed his new role as band granddad. His biggest duty every week during the fall is to go pick up our boiled peanuts for all of the home football games. Marilyn has many roles, but mostly she serves as band director's wife, Mark's mom, Amanda's mom, and now Christian and Connor's meemaw. They rarely, if ever, miss a performance and have donated to and supported this band program for 21 years. Thank you.
We are so thankful for the Rehobeth High School Band and their performance today. To commemorate this event, I'm happy to present this plaque that reads, Alabama Bandmasters Association, presented to Rehobeth High School Symphonic Band, Mark McClendon, for their outstanding musical performance at the Alabama Music Educators Association 2023 conference, dated this day, January 19th, 2023. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is John Buppett. I'm the state representative for the National Band Association. And the National Band Association Executive Committee takes great pleasure in awarding a citation of excellence to Mark McClendon and the Rehobeth High School Symphonic Band for your contribution to bands and band music. Through your outstanding dedication to quality musical performance, you have inspired and motivated excellence. Your work serves as a model for others. Congratulations.
Mr. Robert W. Smith was Director of Bands at Troy State University the fall of 1997 through the spring of 2001. Mr. McClendon was very fortunate to be in school and learn from this prolific composer, conductor, and musician. He is also not only proud to call Mr. Smith a mentor, but also a good friend. Mr. Smith and his wife Susan have contributed a great deal to music education in the state of Alabama. Both have served as educators in our state and mentors to many. Mrs. Smith is also a past AMEA president and the current Southern Division president-elect for NAFME. Mekong was written in the fall of 2010. Mekong is based on the American involvement in the Vietnam War in Southeast Asia. The title is derived from the Mekong River and the Mekong Delta that played such an important role in the historic development of the country and conflict. Beginning with the sounds of the river, we imagine a young Vietnamese child playing their flute as a beautiful and lush scene is painted through sound. The pastoral and serene setting is soon interrupted by the sound of F-4 fighter jets as they fly over the river to deliver their powerful payload. The center of this piece is based on a traditional Vietnamese folk song entitled The Wounded Soldier. Beautiful and haunting, the melody is presented in a traditional Asian form with the full band responding in more Western musical terms. The sounds of Huey helicopters interrupt the musical moment, leading to the return of the original theme as it heralds the Tet Offensive and continuation of war. As the American soldiers fly out of the jungle, the sounds of heavy artillery and M16 gunfire ring throughout. The carnage continues, leading to a final and powerful explosion. The aircraft fly off into the distance, leaving the Mekong River and burning delta behind. It has been our privilege to perform for you today at the 2023 AMEA conference. Mr. McClendon would like to thank ABA President Joel Henson and AMEA President Rob Lyda for the invitation to perform at the conference. We hope you have enjoyed our concert. We close today's concert with Robert W. Smith's Mekong.
my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands had made. I see the stars, Lord, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee, how great thou art.